Welcome back to SourceFed. My name is Mike.
My boy.
Helicopter money for everybody. Trickle up economics is basically the idea that if you straight up give a bunch of regular people money and they spend it on stuff and stimulate the economy instead of giving it out in the form of a stimulus package to banks or big corporations which use it to fuck everyone or buy more CEOs' pools for their big yards so you fit more pools in them.
He means in a bad way. There is a bad way, trust me. This money flows from people who don't have much to the people who tend to have a lot. So the rich people end up getting it anyway. It just takes a little longer and we get to feel like we're not working for nothing for a little while. Everybody wins.
The problem is if you give money to people like me and Bree, it's gonna end up stuffed in a fucking mattress somewhere. It's never gonna see the light of day until somebody turns off the light of day and then we gotta pay the electric bill. Donald Trump claims that he received a signed baseball from former almost legend Pete Rose, who would be in the Hall of Fame if he hadn't broken all the rules and bet on the sport back when he was doing great. Mr. Rose included the phrase, "Please make America great again," before probably making about $99 for signing the ball. Who does this appeal to? People who liked baseball in 1979? Here's the thing. I did a little bit of digging, and according to a 2014 article from the website 538, Rose can make about $10,000 a day just from signing stuff. See, you don't have to be in the Hall of Fame to make so much money a little bit.
What? That's insane.
Isn't it? That's why we need to get famous so we can just write on shit. You could even pay a little bit more and have him write whatever you want. For example, note the price jump in this graph just from having him sign, "I'm sorry I bet on baseball," and go ahead and you show the graph. Good.
Rose's attorney has come out to make sure the world knew that the baseball wasn't an endorsement. My point is, who would actually give a shit if it was? Someone please run down the list of Trump endorsements. Looks like a bunch of people who are gonna miss the hell out of the spotlight when this election is over. Someone do something for the country.
So what is all of this a distraction from? Because I know that real energy isn't spent on letting the American public know that a washed up reality personality, I don't know what he is or isn't endorsed by somebody who was good at baseball at one time and then f***ed over all of his fans by betting against his own team. So in the immortal words of Steve Zaragoza, what are we talking about here? A new anti-Trump video ad has women reading Donald Trump quotes. They didn't even need to spin them any kind of which way, they just had to read them. The video contains such poetic passages as, "Women, sometimes you have to treat them like shit," and "A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
It must be a pretty picture. You dropping to your knees.
Since we don't plan on running for anything, and since we live in a country where we have freedom of speech, we're just gonna go ahead and say a bunch of things about Donald Trump in an attempt to stick up for our lady friends.
Donald, you're f***ing straight up orange, like a jack-o'-lantern without anything that makes a jack-o'-lantern fun.
I'm so scared of you.
Your hair looks like you just found it on a carpet.
Please drop out of this race.
If your wife is a 10, you must be a decimal point.
I would leave the country if I could, but I'm broke.
You look like a pissed off Muppet, like if Beaker had a kid with Sam the Eagle who was raised by Slater and Waldorf. Before this campaign, I honestly forgot that you existed. You were just the dude who ruined New York City with all those brown buildings.
If I could tell you anything, it would be, you're fired from this election.
You or someone that you know paid Pete Rose to literally write anything on a baseball and try to pass it off as an endorsement.
Honestly, I think you're a piece of shit.
I'm right here, man.
No, not you.
All right, we're still talking. Okay, good.
Does flying make you feel a little uneasy? Brace yourselves, viewers. This segment's about to get turbulent.
It's a play on words and I respect it.
Thank you.
If flying coach doesn't already make you feel like a peasant, here's some even poorer news. Airlines in America are now introducing a class below economy called basic economy or last class.
No, flying basic does not mean every passenger gets a pumpkin spice latte. It means that if you don't feel like shelling out a little extra for regular economy, you must sacrifice losing the ability to reserve a seat when booking a flight, not being able to sit with friends or family, not being able to upgrade your seats or cancel or change your reservations more than 24 hours after booking.
So what are the benefits? Well, there's none for you. But the airlines, however, get to charge more for the highest tier of coach. Delta, the first airline to introduce basic economy, has gone as far as to making basic economy seem so awful that they even have a little pop-up screen that comes up while you're buying your ticket, so you have to agree to all the terrible restrictions that you'd be a dummy not to buy a pricier ticket.
You know what? This is all well and dumb, but the biggest question still remains. Why the absolute fuck do they not load the people who are going to be sitting in the back of the plane first? If everybody walks to the back of the plane, we won't be standing there for 10 hours waiting for grandma to load her carry-on in seat 5. No, I'm saying.
Normally I'd stop you when you get all worked up like that, and I'd be like, Bree, calm down, but you're making some great points.
Friends, if you're into Fashion Week like I'm not, you may or may not love this news. French fashion label Trickle unveiled their new collection of self-heating coats during Paris Fashion Week.
I don't mean to correct you, but I think it's
Oh, I think you're right.
These coats come in the greatest colors of all time. We're talking black, pink, black and white checkerboard type situations. They even heat up in the back area, in the shoulder area, in the pocket areas. And get this, you can charge the coat using an iPhone cable. Okay? An iPhone cable. More like I'm a little warmer than you. Can you imagine?
They shouldn't call them self-heating then, because self-heating implies that they use the body heat of the wearer, not a phone cable. Besides, isn't the first company to make something like this. Columbia makes a jacket like this. Ooh, and Thermosol, they make these heated insoles for your little feetsies. They also have heated headbands and gloves on the market.
Wow, Bree, you seem to know a lot about this kind of thing.
It's just a combination of poor circulation and the constant need to warm up my cold dead heart.
Guys, thanks for joining us today, and tell us in the comments below, would you buy a heated coat? Do you respect women, or are you voting for Donald Trump?
Are you interested in paying me to write whatever on a baseball?
Are you excited to buy a ticket to Basic Bitch class?
I'm Bree Esrig.
I know.
Mike, would you please just say your name for once?
Okay.
I don't know how to tie a knot. I learned how to start a fire. I Googled it.
So glad you're my partner.
Right? This is good. This is good.
Is if I go up to a stranger and convince them that we are already friends.